Hey everyone, I'm back in another video. Yes, we are this NHL Hockey News Sports. Hope you enjoy your day today in this video. So today we are talking about the Seattle Kraken and what are the rules here going into the expansion draft. The expansion draft, I believe is on July 21st of 2021. Expansion draft date. Let me just look it up really quick for Seattle Kraken. Hold on a sec. July 21st, yes, 2021 will be the expansion draft day. So, guess what? Teams will be picking up on the players, doing the whole thing now. And yeah, but before that whole expansion draft happens and what takes place, don't you want to know the rules and what's going to be happening before then? Now remember, a couple of days before the expansion draft, there will be a protected list and an unprotected list, and we will be able to see that a couple of days before the expansion draft, and we'll see, oh man, that team just didn't put that guy protected. You're going to see a lot of trades before then. After the protected list comes out, you'll see a lot of trades, you'll see a lot of different things, crazy things coming out. You see all that stuff coming. We already saw one of Victor Arvidsson going to the Kings with second and third round pick. Back to the Predators. Different things. You see those things. Now, what are the rules going into the expansion draft for the Seattle Kraken? Now, just to let you know, these rules have not changed since 2017 of the Vegas Golden Knights, meaning it's the same rules, but that's 4 years ago, so guess what? That's something we might have forgot about these rules, different things and how things may turn out, right? So, shall we get into it? So here's first thing is Seattle Kraken must select one player from each presently existing team, not Vegas. So Vegas gets a 3-year exemption. Of course, that's the third deal. This is the third deal, so guess what, everyone? Vegas will not be has to worry about Seattle whatsoever. So look at that. You don't have to touch them, which is unfortunate. But yeah. So 3 years, and they're in the third year of being exempt from this expansion draft. Now all the other 31, or I should say 30 NHL teams will have to give up at least one player. But the Seattle Kraken, who had to make a team of 14 forwards, 9 defensemen, and 3 goalies. And that's what it's going to be. 14 forwards, 9 defensemen, 3 goalies. Now remember, the 30 teams that have to be giving up the players, one player from each team, have 2 options. Not just one, but 2 options. Either one they want to do, they can do. And it's just fine. Let's talk about the first option. And the first option we have is number 1. First option, alright? 7 forwards, 3 defensemen, and 1 goalie you have to protect. Now, if you have a team that is offensively, like a fantastic offensive team, let's bring out, for example, a really great offensive team. Let's say the Jets. They have Kyle Connor, they have Scheifele, they have Wheeler, they have Dubois, they have guys like that. You might even want to protect Paul Stastny if you feel like you want to sign him. If not, then he's out there too. Different ones, Nikolai Ehlers. You have a really Adam Lowry, Andrew Kopp. Those are guys really solid forwards for the Winnipeg Jets, and those are guys you don't want to give up on the draft. So 7 forwards makes a lot of sense. But remember, the Jets, they don't have very good defense. So, let's look at that then. 3 defensemen protecting is better than having 8 skaters in general, right? So, it just works out for them, and at least one goalie, which will be probably Lewis Bourgeois, will be the one being exposed. Now, looking at the second option, forward and defenseman, altogether 8 skaters. So, if you have a team, for example, like the Minnesota Wild, they are solid, just a really solid defensive team, wouldn't you say? And the forwards is not bad. They're a hard-working team. But their defense is really solid at top four, right? You have Spurgeon, Brodin, Dumpa, Sudo, Carson Saucy. You have guys like that. And guess what, everyone? You're going to have to protect those guys. So you want to protect your D. Do you want to protect Dumpa? If you do, whatever. He might be traded. Who knows? But think about that. And you look at, if they had to do 3 defensemen, that would kill them probably. Dumpa would probably be left out. Brodin, Spurgeon, Sudo. 3 of those guys have no trade clauses. So they're not going to be like, yeah, I'm not going to Seattle. I'm staying with Minnesota. Well, guess what? It puts the Minnesota Wild in a bind, giving them a chance to do 8 skaters, forward and defense. So, yeah. And one goalie, which, would that be Cam Talbot? That's a whole nother story. We'll get into that whole nother video. But that is interesting, isn't it? Oh boy. So 8 skaters will help. You can do either or. You think you want this option or this option, or I can even say this is a third option. A price to pay option. Do you want to do this option? It's pretty expensive. It's on my list here. But thinking about a third option, you might not want to do this, but if you have no choice and you really have to, you might have to. Now, what if you want to? It happens so much for the different teams. For example, the Ducks and the Panthers. The Ducks wanted to keep the veteran core together. They didn't want anyone to touch it, so they said, we'll give you Shea Theodore to the Golden Knights, okay? To not touch anyone on our team. Did that backfire? Absolutely, because Shea Theodore can become a Norris Trophy winner. He's amazing. So looking at that, that's stung. You think of the Panthers, Riley Smith, Jonathan Mossiso, both being moved to the Golden Knights, so they get to pick what they want. Yeah. Think about that. Really, think about that. Yikes, isn't it? Price to pay. So you can tell them, you pick this guy, and we'll tell you who to pick if you take this guy. It might be a first-round pick. It might be a highly talented prospect. If you say, no, Seattle, we want to choose, you're not choosing, but what's the price you're going to pay? A hefty price? Yes, hefty price. So, that's things. If you really want to be the team, you want to be the person who wants the pick for Seattle, first round pick probably, maybe a highly talented prospect, a solid prospect, something Seattle would want to have back in return. Now, another thing is out here, you might be like, oh, I have a couple UFAs, I'll just put them out there, unprotected, yeah, I'm okay. They're not going to get picked, oh yeah, they're not going to get picked, whatever. Things will just be just fine. Well, I have some news to tell you. That's not the case. Because the Kraken can sign UFAs before the free agency. So if they're unprotected on your list, let's say, for example, Montreal and Thomas Tatar. Oh, yeah, we're not going to protect Thomas Tatar. Oh, by the way, Thomas Tatar, do you want a contract with the Kraken? We'll give you a really good contract. You got the money, you got the term. Here you go. We'll give it to you. What do you think? You want to sign? And you might be like, that's a really good deal. Let me go to Kraken. Oh, bye Montreal. You didn't protect me, so yeah, I just signed with the Kraken before free agency. That can happen. So if you're like, I'm planning to sign this UFA, but let me put on an unprotected list, Seattle can be like, oh, by the way, can I talk to you? I have a deal for you. And that deal is like something like the player wants to go to, like, see ya, bye. That could happen. So don't think that you have UFAs on your list here. If you really want him, you might want to protect that UFA and try to sign him. Okay? That's the thing. Remember that, because if he's a UFA, he might not be protected. If you don't protect a UFA that you want to keep, and you're like, oh my goodness, I want to keep this guy, but then Kraken give him a really good deal and he leaves, what are you going to do? So watch out for that too. You just don't want to put UFAs on unprotected list. Be like, yeah, I want to sign them, but I have other guys. If you want to really sign them, you got to put them on the protected list, because You know what Seattle's going to be calling. Hey, I want that guy. I'll give you a good deal. I'll give you what you want. They have plenty of cap. You see what I mean? So, we'll see what happens, right? And then they also have the second overall pick for the Seattle Kraken. Is it Matt Beniers? Is it Simone Evertson? Is it Luke Hughes? Who can it be? Really, really interesting, isn't it? So, we'll find out. We'll see what happens. But it looks like Matt Beniers will go back to Michigan, like the same of Owen Powell. So we'll see what happens. But Seattle's going to be an interesting one. If you really want to pay the price on that third option and say, hey, we pick, not you, you're going to have some problems. You're going to pay some hefty price. And if you want to do that, it's probably going to sting you in the long term, but we'll see what happens. Think of the Ducks. Theodore to the Gold Knights for future consideration so they can keep the veteran core together. And you know what? The veteran core is basically going through a rebuild, and Andrew Cogliano, he's to the stars. He's a UFA. You gave him up for nothing, Shea Theodore. So, that happens, but you learn your lessons and you go to this expansion draft being more disciplined and doing things the right way so Seattle doesn't go pick up any steals like a Shea Theodore, Riley Smith, and a Jonathan Moss or so, right? So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. NHL News Sports. Bye.